The district is not a party to and really has no comment on the litigation. We're not involved in that. With respect to the library books, I want to point out there are district policies and regulations addressing procedures following receipt of a community objection to a resource material, and those have been followed. Further, the committee of stakeholders in the school community has been formed. It includes students, parents, faculty, administration, and 2 board members. So it's a full house when they meet. They are going to review and come up with recommendations to refine the process in the future. The committee's met twice so far. It's anticipated they will review several books and make recommendations to the administration and the board. Please allow the committee time to do its review and make its recommendations. The worst thing you can, and this is an administrative committee, not a board committee. The worst thing you can do is assign a task to a committee, adopt the committee, ask them to use the work, and then pull the rug out from under them by going around them or not giving them time to do the job. Everybody will finish.
Excuse me.
Anybody who wants to speak, you turn in a blue slip and you'll get your time when it's time is finished. So, the district is following and will continue to follow policy in this matter. I don't have any further information at this time. I'm hoping and waiting for the committee to do its job and give us the report. After our committee reports, I will have information on the appointment of the superintendent. So that's my board president comments for the moment. Is there anything to be added? Okay, so we've got 2 Thank you.
So, I just want to give a major shout out. I know some of you were here 2 weeks ago when I gave my budget address.
Can you speak up?
Can't hear you.
No one can hear you.
Is this better?
Yep.
Yes.
We'll just get right on this. Some of you were here a couple weeks ago when I gave my budget address, and I was shouting out my B&G maintenance staff and my buildings and grounds directors. On Friday, we had a major blockage, sewage blockage at the high school. And
Phil Rizzo.
Phil
Rizzo, RIZZO, Bernardsville, New Jersey. A couple things. Obviously, we know there's a lot of support here and a lot of people visiting that typically are not at this board meeting. And I have to say, it's weird sitting here and having everybody rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're pledging allegiance to a flag of a nation that was founded on Christian principles, and even quote, one nation under God. And I know there's going to be a lot of comment tonight on the perverted, wicked material that is currently in the library. And the opening comment that you basically hit behind immediately, that it's 2 separate issues and you guys have nothing to do with it, that's just categorically false. There are school boards just like this around the state that have already blocked pornographic material deliberately intended to target children. And before anybody had a chance to speak, you immediately hid behind a lie. That is not true. You guys can make a motion, you can second it, and you can pass it tonight, getting those perverted, wicked books out of the library. Now, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know about that. That's entirely up to you guys, but other boards have done it around the state. There's a popular quote by Edmund Burke that says, he said, the only thing for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. I'm not sure if that even applies tonight, because if you don't do anything about this evil that's coming after our children, then you're not good men. You're not good women. deal with bullies a different way. In 1980, I became an amputee at 4 years old. I've been dealing with bullies my whole life. Well, once bullies realized they couldn't mess with me any longer, because my father always said, you don't start fights, but you finish them. And once everybody got a taste of that, I began to stick up to bullies that were bullying other people. And I'll tell you, the library and her weak-kneed husband are bullies trying to bully families here in this community. And I'm going to stand with them. For parental rights and innocent children, the minds of innocent children. There are grown men that struggle with pornography addiction.
Yes.
That is a truth. And yet, we're going to now put addictive material in front of children. It's wicked. It's evil. We should not be saying one nation under God and then pushing this evil.
Your time's up, I'm sorry.
Joe? You talked about getting an applause for B&G workers that flushed out the sewer lines. You might want to call them into this board meeting to flush out this.
I'm Sherman, 7 Mackenzie Road, Lebanon Township, New Jersey. I want to thank you, board members, for taking the action you mentioned earlier regarding the pornographic library materials. I understand that you are asking the community to not preempt the conclusions and recommendations of the community report. That said, it should be remembered that you as the board members are ultimately responsible for funding the purchase of instructional materials and the access and distribution of these materials. As such, you may have to defend yourselves and the school district against the distribution of child pornography. The school's insurance policies, I don't know if your school's insurance policy will be able to cover the defense of such suits unless you take decisive action and remove those materials in question from your library right now in advance of your committee's findings. Then you are frankly leaving yourselves wide open to such lawsuits and the continued distribution of pornographic material. So again, my suggestion is do as Bill Rizzo said, remove them now. If you want to put them back later, well, let everybody else decide if that's appropriate. Thank you.
Josh Aikens, Sussex County resident, also school board president myself. So I understand what you guys are going through right now. However, I'm not here as a board president. I'm not here as a board member at all. I'm here for all the parents and all the children that can't speak up or are afraid to. What is going on here has nothing to do with people trying to silence knowledge or stop kids from learning. It has to do with the fact that there is a limit to which we cannot teach things in school.
That's right.
There are books and there are things that we don't put in school district. You don't see the anarchist cookbook in a school, do you? No, because we know that that's not appropriate in any school, whether it's high school or grammar school. These books, I've seen them, I've read through them as much as I possibly can. I can't get through it. I'm an adult and I can't get through this stuff. So what you're doing to these children is you're altering their minds. You're changing who they are. You're changing how they look and act between a man and a woman or a man and a man, however you want to equate that relationship that is supposed to be sacred between those two people. This isn't something that Larry Flint wrote up because some of that stuff would probably make him blush. So all I'm asking for you guys to do is, in your committee, which you guys set up, which is a fantastic idea, thank you for doing that, by the way. You are listening to community, and that's a great step. All I'm asking for you to do is, while that committee deliberates, take those books out. You know that. Just take them out. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Bob Norton. I live at 53 Cutting Avenue, Rockaway. I am here for support of Patriots, Friends of Roxbury. I identify with Jesus Christ. He said, do not hinder the little ones from coming to me, for or if anyone brings any harm or causes any of them to stumble, whose angels behold the face of God my Father, it would be better for them that a millstone be hung around their neck and thrown into the depths of the sea. Parents, you know very well that the war to destroy the family is well underway. And I don't think I'd have to be going out on a limb to think or to know that you would do anything for your children's health and safety. So my challenge to you is homeschooling. My wife and I homeschooled our children, and they're in their mid-30s, they're hardworking, responsible adults. You can do it, you just gotta figure it out. Then they cannot control their children.
Good evening, Board. Jason Sarnosky, Independence Township. I am also a Warren County Commissioner, so I know what it's like to be an elected member, an elected official. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for sitting here. I know it's not an easy job. But I want to especially thank the parents who come out tonight, because they are not elected. They are here to protect their children. And that is such a harder job right now. And they are being so brave. So I just want to tell all the parents that are here standing up for their children and their children's safety, you are my heroes. And I know how hard it is to do that. And what's happening right now in our society, they're under attack. They are being blamed, they are being ostracized. And I want them to know that for every one of them, there's 12 people behind them that support them and want to see them succeed, but are afraid to stand up themselves. So thank you for standing up for our children. Thank you.
If I was sitting in a park and I read and showed these books to any student or any person under the age of 18, I would be arrested and charged as a pedophile. The law states very clearly, when a minor is exposed to explicit sexual activity in a manner that may impair or defy their morals, it is typically charged as a third-degree offense. However, it is enhanced to a second-degree offense if committed by a parent, a guardian, or another party responsible for the child. I remind you all, you are responsible for the child.
Good evening, how are you tonight? I come from Montville, New Jersey. I'm Morris County Commissioner, and I understand, as Jason said, and Josh, what it is to govern, what it is to make decisions. Some decisions are very difficult. You got to ponder over them, and you got to think about them, and you got to come up with the right decision for the people. We represent 500,000 people. I represent 500,000 people in this county. This is not a hard decision. This should be a real easy decision for each and every one of us. I'm going to bet most of you have children. And I'm going to ask, well, I can't ask the question, but would you I'm going to ask it anyway. Would you actually allow your children, your grandchildren, to view this sick material? I'm sorry. Okay? Because this is out of place. The woke mob, the left mob, is influencing everything in this state, everything in this country, and our future is at stake. And we're not preparing kids for the future the way we should. We're not preparing them to be engineers, to be architects, to be doctors, to be lawyers. We're preparing them to be woke. We're preparing them to be weak. And that's not the way we're supposed to be doing this. Now, each and every one of you are responsible, okay? You're not responsible for the kids. The parents are responsible. You're responsible for making sure they have curriculum for math, for history, for geography, for the sciences, for the trades, and to prepare them for the future. And if you can't do that as board members, you should all step down. You're going to be the new superintendent. I don't know you, but I'm going to be back. And I want to see if this continues. And I may get 3 minutes, but I'm going to get 3 minutes after that. I'm going to get 3 minutes after that. And all these people are going to get 3 minutes. Okay? This is up to you to do the right thing. Okay? And if you guys can't do the right thing, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to start running elections right here in Roxbury. Okay? We're going to start putting these people in. Get them out of the state and take the state back. Our patriotism is being taken away. Holidays are being taken away. Everything each and one of you grew up with. How you were raised. And you're letting it go because you don't want to stand up to the State Department of Education. Well, if you can, we'll find people who can. And that's my word to you, that's my word to the people, and that's what I'm going to do. So thank you.
I just wanted to say,
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can you hear me?
There you go.
All right, I'm going to start off by reading a quote from a poet who said that those who burn books will in the end burn people. And that was time. That was after we witnessed the Nazi book burning in 1933 in Berlin. So, let's start off with that.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
I have attended and graduated Roxbury myself. I also have a child who goes to this very school. I do find it interesting how most of these grassroots movements seem to pop up across the country all at the same time, as if somehow there was some bigger thing going on, like something called the Moms of Liberty, which is very similar. So it reminds me historically of the Daughters of Confederacy, when they wanted to alter history because it made them uncomfortable that they had to talk about slavery, because that doesn't really make people feel good. So they decided to make their dads and their fathers and their family members feel better. They would alter history and tell it a little different, like alternative facts, like maybe people, saying, okay, you can believe in, what science says, and we're going to believe this, right? Yeah. So my point is that, first off, parental rights apply to all parents. However, you do not find them in the Constitution, ironically. You kind of state that certain parts of the Constitution should, broadly, as well as, the 14th Amendment, the 13th Amendment, although that may not be accurate. So I want to read what I found on the Moms of Liberty's website. So they oppose critical race theory, which I've never seen taught in a school, except for college, because it's not. Diversity, social emotional learning.
Lady has some mic, please
This
respect her.
social emotional learning as a divisive ideology. So to teach children how to feel or have empathy is bad. That they oppose masks and vaccine mandates, which I don't think that anybody should be forced to do anything with their body, which is why I definitely am a bit further away from the right-wing Moms of Liberty who doesn't believe that people should have bodily autonomy, at least based on the Heritage Foundation that funds them, that also helped write all the anti-abortion legislation. So the problem is,
Shannon, time's up. Dave Bolton.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for showing up. This is pretty great.
Can't hear you.
Hey, everybody.
Keep going. I think this is over.
So most people are here for the books and the brave parents who came on the news and talked about the books and everything like that. But I want to bring up another dead horse that I've been talking about recently. Is that real iceberg is the curriculum that was passed, the 2022-2023 curriculum, the health and wellness standards, and the sexually explicit material.
It's hard to hear. Closer to the mic.
Is this better?
There it is.
All right, so sexually explicit material that was passed during the 2022-2023 curriculum. I have very young children who will very soon be learning about these sexual things that once innocence is lost, you can't get it back. It's not what I want to teach my kids. That doesn't go with my standards, my values. And I think that you guys doing this is pretty bad. So I think that the parents and everybody in this community should get another whack at what's actually in this curriculum, exactly what these students are going to be taught, and get a real life chance to read it and see what's in it. Because I guarantee you, if they knew what was going on, they'd all be up here again arguing it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Typhoon Salen. I'm Morris County Commissioner. I am standing here with the parents, and I'm standing here. I am here not representing the Morris County Board of Commissioners. I am here as a concerned parent, and I am very concerned. And I'm an American by choice. I came to this country, and since the day I arrived here, what I have done to defend the values that made this country the greatest nation on earth. What I see in this book, it's not one of those values. It's not one of those values that made America great. What I suggest to the board, be compassionate. Understand the parents. If your goal is to get the highest outcomes, the best student outcomes, you cannot have a better ally than parents standing here and sitting in this room. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please do the right thing.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, the board, for addressing this issue. I'm Paul DeGroot, and I'm running for County Commissioner from Morris County. I take this very seriously because as County Commissioner, I'm going to have young children. I have a 5.5 and a 2.5-year-old on this, and my son is going to be walking to kindergarten with me, holding my hand, coming next fall, coming in September. This should not be happening. Tom is right. If you don't stop it here, we're going to organize it. We're going to elect officials that will stop it.
That's right.
I was a prosecutor for 25 years, and I prosecuted crimes, sex crimes against children. I prosecuted sick, disgusting crimes that I can describe for you that would make you sick. Grown men sexually stimulating a dog in front of a child. I prosecuted that case. I prosecuted pornography that was caught on computers by grown men. You look up a case, Dr. Brian Kajakian, he had over 1,000 pictures of children being abused. This should not be in schools. This should be a parent's issue only. It should be between all of us to say. We should have a say. We're standing here today. We want you to take this serious. And I appreciate that you are reviewing it. But what was said, take the books out now. Take them out now. You can review them as much as you want, but they have to leave right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. The board was listening. And,
Make a motion, take a motion.
Make a
Make a
motion.
motion.
Speak to us.
I have a non-agenda item I put a slip in for.
Do you have another?
Yes. It's look at the bottom of the slip.
Go Go, girl.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a board meeting in a long time, but I follow the rules. I write the slip, I hand it in, I turn it right. But it doesn't mean I can't say it again. I have my 3 minutes.
You had your 3 minutes.
I have 3 minutes on a non-agenda item.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Let her speak.
So, first off, I really want to know, when did the board stop answering questions? I'm like mind blown that there's no comment back outside of silence, dead face. I don't get that. You used to answer questions. You used to at least have comments. Like, if I said, isn't there anywhere else or something, I would at least get some pushback. I see we have the board attorney here. If nothing can be said, why is she here? Like, you guys can't say anything to us. Why is she here? We're paying her how much per hour? You know, like, really? I also have to say, I'm so upset that all the negative press we're getting because of the poor administrative choices and curriculum choices. It's not like, oh, look at these great test scores. No, no, no. What is it? Pornography, Zoom, bad behavior. I'm being very kind when I say that. And again, I know personally that if the administration had done things, it never would have gone to the news. Roxbury, but really, it's the poor choices made by the administration. I sincerely hope that our new superintendent has, it sounds like he has the right experience, and I really hope he has the strength to do the right thing.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
I mentioned earlier that, about our retreat is scheduled. Is there any objection to moving it to August 22nd? Okay, so that's what we'll do. So we'll cancel the July and move it to August. The delegate assembly, in May 13th, there's 4 resolutions on that. I told you I would update you on that.
I'm done.
One has to do with limiting state assessments to one.
Shame on you.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.